Hello parents, my name is Mr. Marsh. Let me share my desktop with you and we will begin the open house. Here we go. I usually teach off an iPad, so I thought I'd do the same thing that I normally would do with your students in the classroom. So, open house with Mr. Marsh. Let's see here. About me. I've been teaching math and science continuously since 1998. Yes, I'm old. I'm thankful to be so. I'm certified in 7th through 12th grade mathematics, also in physics. I've taught everything from 4th grade through 12th grade math in high schools, advanced placement calculus. I've got extensive curriculum writing, writing tests, writing quizzes, writing curriculum, including a geometry textbook I did one year. That was an ordeal. One of my mottos is the pencil is a tool of the mind. So if you're thinking, you should be writing. If your student's thinking about mathematics, they should be writing it down. And learning is work. And it's primarily the work of the student's own mind that does the learning. You or I really can't learn for the student. They have to do the activity themselves. If you need to contact me, my email address is william.marsh@ocps.net. All right, so let me share with you this photograph here. I found this picture off the internet. I don't know these guys, but I added the words. So, if mathematics class were held in the gym instead. But coach, when am I ever going to use this in real life? Maybe you have heard it asked in the classroom, or maybe you yourself asked the teacher, teacher, when am I ever going to use this in real life? And of course, the answer really is never. Right? When is this guy going to be doing kettlebell push-ups as part of his job? He's never going to do kettlebell push-ups outside of the gym. Why is he doing it? Isn't that a good question? If he's never going to use it, why would he bother learning it? Well, he's not doing it for the kettlebell push-up. He's doing it because of the physical strength that the kettlebell push-up creates in him. And so in the same way, mathematics class, whatever the thing is that we're doing at the moment, be it factoring or exponent rules or whatever the case may be, I'm really not bothered if a student never ever uses that particular thing in their job or something like that in the future. What they're doing is they're developing mental strength, and they will use that all the time. So when does this man ever use the physical strength that he gains in the gym? Always. So if a student ever says, Mr. Marsh, when am I ever going to use this in real life? The answer is never and always. The reason that students learn the mathematics is not particularly for a job skill, although it will do that, but it's to help them get strong in their mind and to help them think and to use mathematics as a tool of reasoning, and they will use that all the time. All right, so this is my teaching philosophy. It comes out of the book by Mortimer Adler called the Paideia Proposal. There's really three categories of learning. Most schools do pretty well with number one, which is organized content knowledge. Students learn facts. They learn facts by listening to a lecture, reading in a book, or watching a video or something like that, and they organize those facts and they commit those things to memory. That's the basic level of learning. But what comes next is intellectual skills. This is where you have to do something with your mind, like analyzing, problem solving, computing, sentence diagramming, if it will, those sorts of things. You can't learn that through a lecture. You have to do it, and your teacher has to coach you through it. There has to be a dialogue. There's got to be back and forth, and you have to practice it. So at this level, a lot of the mathematics is an intellectual skill more than it is content knowledge. And so the students have to repeat it. They have to practice it over and over again, like a sport or like a musical instrument. And they have to do it with me in a sense individually. I have to watch them do it and give them feedback. And they need to see me do it and imitate me and so forth and so on. A lot of times the classroom doesn't lend itself to that as easily as maybe another format could, but that's the best we got. And then the third level, a lot of schools don't do this much now anymore at all. It's talk about ideas and values. And those are gained through Socratic discussion. Where appropriate and as the opportunity presents itself, we will discuss ideas of value in math. What does a number mean? How, does it extend to all areas of life? Can everything in life be measured through number? And it may just be even things how mathematics applies to other disciplines, or about the nature or philosophy of math. What is real? How do we know what we say we know? How should we live? These are all decisions that in the end mathematics speaks to. So where the time's right, we'll discuss those things as well. But now for some practical things. Everybody wants to know, how's the grade going to be calculated? Well, the focus of the curriculum is looking forwards to algebra. A lot of the stuff that we'll do in this class is going to be more basic math minded in a sense. Kids are going to think, well, we did this in fifth grade. Well, maybe so, but we're not doing it the fifth grade way. I'm pointing them towards algebra, which is mathematics of unknown numbers, and towards the high school math curriculum. And so we're going to be doing methods and techniques and so forth that on-ramp onto algebra and the high school mathematics track. And so the methods that I teach are perhaps more important than even the answer. I had one student ask me today, but did I get the right answer? I'm like, your method's the thing that's valuable here. You have to use these methods. Because if you can't do the method with these numbers that you do know, how are you going to do the method with the numbers you don't know? Because that's what algebra is. And so getting these habits in place is crucial now at this level. Category weights. Tests are called summative assessments. They're worth 50% of the overall grade. Quizzes are called formative assessments. They're worth 30% of the grade. Classwork or homework or that sort of thing where the kids can practice and maybe not do so well the first time and not have it really hurt their grade all that much because they're learning it. Okay, that's going to be worth 20% of the grade. But definitely tests. Tests are worth 50% of the grade. It's very important that the students perform well on tests. That's like game day. You practice beforehand so that you can perform well in the game. And you got to sort out all the difficulties and skills and techniques that you need to have in place before the game day so that when the game day comes around, you can go out on the field and win. For late work, I take a 10% penalty off, and you can turn it in up until the day of the test, but no credits awarded after the test for late work because the purpose of the late work was to get you ready for the test. After the test, it's kind of a moot point. Test corrections. I don't really do retakes. If a student did not do well on the test, we want to talk about why. I want to have a conversation with them. I'll allow them to do test corrections if their grade is under 70%, which means if a student wants an A or a B on the test, they have to hit it on the first take. And it'll be a maximum of 70%, and it's a mandatory if it's under 50%. If your test grade is under 50%, we need to talk, we need to work, we need to repair that as best as we can. So again, I look forward to a good school year. If you have any questions or concerns or want to talk about this or that, or maybe even some math philosophy, email me at william.marsh@ocps.net. And I pray that you folks have a wonderful and productive day. Thanks for sending your kids to my class. They're part of my crew. I'm glad they're here.